Hi everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Alexandra, and if you want to see how I made this bullet journal spread for March, just keep on watching. Alright everyone, so first things first is we have to find some inspiration. I'm going straight to Pinterest. Make sure you follow me on Pinterest at Big Alexandra M. So I'm just going through like a private bullet journal board I have, and I already know I want this month to be like Hello Kitty themed. So that's what I'm kind of looking at right now, is just trying to find different Hello Kitty things. It is March, so I'm trying to like keep like a St. Patrick's Day kind of vibe going. So I'm just trying to figure out like what I want to do. My prior bullet journal from February was also Hello Kitty themed, so I know I kind of want to have like the same look where she is going to be like sitting in the corner, and then I'm going to have some like cutesy stuff going on around her, but then the main focus is a calendar. So I'm still looking around. I'm thinking like I want to put her like in like a little like leprechaun costume, and then I'm also trying to figure out what kind of calligraphy I want to do for March, so I'm also looking at inspo for that. So while we're doing this, I kind of want to talk about goals for March and maybe give you guys some inspiration. So for me, one of my really big goals is getting to move more. I've been really inconsistent with it, so I'm trying to just get more movement in. So I'm trying to go a bare minimum, go on an hour walk 5 days a week. And I'm also trying to drink 64 ounces of water because I'm really bad about drinking water. I just don't drink like anything. Like I don't like coffee or tea. I'm just not a liquid person. So I'm really trying to get better about drinking water. And then I'm also really bad about picking at my face. So that's another big thing I'm trying to work on. And then weekly goals for me are, as usual, I'm trying to do an hour of reading. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm trying to get more movement in, so 5 active days. And I'm trying to reach out to my friends more. So I'm trying to call or text a friend once a week. And then for monthly, my usual is that I do a deep clean. I try and go out and do something with a friend, and I also try to try a new restaurant. So back to the bullet journal, as you can see, I'm still looking for inspiration. So I'm finding a lot of really cute pictures I like Sanrio, Hello Kitty related stuff. And when you're looking for inspiration on Pinterest, like really like me, I don't really go in with too much of a plan. Like I usually kind of know the general vibe I want. I usually always stick to like seasonal things. So like my bullet journal spreads usually relate to like whatever holidays or season we're in. But you really just kind of like, to me, I just let myself like deep dive until I'm satisfied and I've kind of amalgamated something in my mind. So this is February. This is what we're kind of going to be emulating for this month. A little ASMR moment. So now I'm going to start marking out the calendar. So I do 7 by 6 boxes, so 7 down, 6 over, because the way that my bullet journal is set up, there's going to be 2 spaces, as you guys can see, so there's like an even border. So I do 7 by 6, so I'm gonna fill everything out and count everything out, so I'm gonna speed that up and let you guys watch that really fast. Alright, so we're all done with that, so I'm going to go ahead and fill out the rest of the calendar, and I'm just using pencil for outlining. I'm going to go through and put in like the numbers and fill out the rest of like the grid. Okay, now that's all done, I always go back through and like kind of look at what I've been doing before, just to kind of solidify what the image I have in my mind. As you guys can see, I'm really into this like month in the top left and then putting everything I want into like the top right. So I've left a bit of room in the top and in the like right column to put in all of my decorations. So now I'm gonna go ahead and like roughly write out kind of what I think I want the days of the week to look like, and I always put in like a fancy like semi like calligraphy cursive thing, and then I always end up just like doing the simplest thing ever. So I don't even know why I do this, but one day I'm gonna go back to fancy days of the week. But for now, as you guys can see, I'm just gonna quickly fill this out with the days of the week so I don't get mixed up, because that has happened before where I'll completely finish my bullet journal and it's a day off. So now I am pulling up this picture of Hello Kitty, and I am going to trace her onto the paper because I'm not really good at drawing, so I will trace every single day. So when I'm tracing, I always keep a really light hand, so I'm just doing it right on top of my computer, and I put the brightness all the way up so I can really see like the lines through my like journaling paper. So literally I just like put it on top, place it where it needs to go, and then I'll start lightly tracing over it. So I'm gonna mark out where like the borders of the calendar are so that I don't accidentally go over into like the days of the week. So while you guys watched me do that, I just want to go back into talking about March a little bit. So I don't know if anyone else has seen this, but I feel like I get so much stuff from like astrology people, and they're like, March is going to be so transformative. It's a like things have been a bit stagnant and everything's going to change. And March for me personally is going to determine a lot about like my like personal life. So I'm really excited to see how this is going to go. And so I really just want to know, like, is anyone else like feel like March has something big in store for them? It's only the beginning of the month, but I'm trying to be positively curious about it instead of anxiously fearful. So let me know what you guys think about March. So now I'm gonna go in and figure out what I want Hello Kitty to kind of like be looking like. I've already have like, I know I want her to have like that 3/4 facing like seated, and now I'm gonna put her in this little outfit. So when I trace, sometimes I will just go like bar for bar, but usually I kind of like mix things together to get the image that I have in my head. So I really know that I want her to have like this like St. Patrick's Day outfit on. So I'm gonna go ahead and trace that over. And so this photos with a lot of color, I have to play with the settings a little bit. So I am gonna go in and just mess with them a bit so it's more of like a black and white super contrasted image. Okay, as you can see, Hello Kitty has already been drawn. That's because my camera cut out, but you guys didn't miss much. I just traced her and put the color like outline on her outfit, so nothing huge deal. So now I'm going in and I'm going to just do some cleanups. I always like to keep the page like pretty clean, and I'm going to be using this super tiny eraser for most of the video. And you're probably like, why are you using a super tiny eraser? Because I have a weird thing about like using things until they're finished. Like I just like can't throw something away. Like even if it's not working the greatest, I just still use it. So I don't know, but yeah, I'm just cleaning up the page a little bit, and I really need to invest in one of those like desk cleaners because I hate cleaning up the eraser shavings after a bullet journal. Like bullet journaling is so like therapeutic for me, but the eraser shavings are really the only thing. So I'm gonna finally bring you guys in close because we're getting into the drawing. So another thing that you guys missed when my camera cut out is I just put in like this rough outline of kind of like this like shimmer stream that I have coming down the side. So since it is March, I'm using these two photos. I'm kind of mixing them together to have like elements of like the St. Patrick's Day vibe with like, you know, the cutesy sparkles. So I'm just going in, and again, like I said earlier, I edit the photos a bit so that I can see them better. It really just helps me. And also I don't have great eyesight. I mean, I wear glasses, so I really need like that stark, like I gotta be able to see it. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna add in shamrocks. So again, playing that, like making it like, ooh, it's March. So I'm gonna go ahead and put those shamrocks in, and I tried to freehand them at first, but it was just, I don't know, it was just not working out. So I just traced all of them because for whatever reason, they just looked so wonky. But yeah, so I'm going in, and sometimes like you'll see me like put stuff over, and it's because I'm trying to get a shadow, because since the light is overhead, like I can't really see sometimes, so I have to like scoop over and put a shadow. So now we are going to be filling out my little shimmer stream. I've put in like a rough outline of where the shamrocks are going to be and some other little details. So we're going to go ahead and put those in. And I'm going to speed this part up for you guys. I really love a time lapse. I don't know, like I also really like videos of when people are like tidying up their house. I just love a time lapse. Let me know if you guys do too, if you'd prefer to like see me go slow, because for me, I just love like a really quick like da 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 da. So now I am almost done with the initial outline that I had placed for myself. So I'm just doing some cleanup, seeing where I can add some more stuff, and like little stuff I will freehand. I'm putting in another shamrock because I just cannot freehand those. But little stuff I will freehand, like little like dots and sparkles and things like that. And I'm actually going to go in and add a little bit more to the top because it's looking a bit empty. So I'm going to go ahead and freehand a little bit of that, and mark off where I want to add just one last shamrock. and I'm just gonna, you know, keep cleaning up. And one thing I love about bullet journaling is like it's really just like your own personality. I will obviously take inspiration and like trace, but it's only just to bring my own personal vision to life. And that's what I love so much about them, because now I used to do weekly ones, but now I just do monthly just because of time. But I really just love like being able to have a place where you look at it and you're just like, wow, like this is a cute little creative thing I did, and it shows off my personality. So now that we've finished like kind of like the initial design, um, I don't even know what to call it. Maybe like, uh, what is it called in buildings? Like the bones of them, like the structure, like the initial design structure. Now that we've finished that, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in a little bit of stuff, because normally I really like a minimalist, like not super drawn look, but this just looks a little plain to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and color in Hello Kitty. I'm gonna color in her features and her clothes. And initially I was thinking marker, but then I was like, that might be a bit much, so I'm gonna go in with pen instead. And I'm going to start with yellow first. You can see I thought about green, then I was like, oh wait, let me do yellow, because I feel like it's way easier to like overdraw your lighter colors and then just correct them with the darker ones or more saturated ones than to like underdraw the lighter one and then like it gets kind of like muddy and messed up. So I usually tend to start with my lighter colors first when I'm doing a drawing like this. So I've sped this up, so I'm going to let you guys watch as I color her in. Alright, so she's all colored in, she's looking gorgeous, she's looking fab, she's slaying. So now we're going to do some cleanups, and then we're going to move on to the rest of the calendar. I like to do my designs first because I don't want to have like my hands running all over the calendar. Like see, like my hand is like all over where the actual dates are. So I always start with designs first because it's just like I don't want to get things smudged, and the pens are usually pretty good, but I just prefer like to be on the safe side. So now I'm going to get into the actual calendar design. I'm mapping out where I'm going to put the name of the month. I found this really good March calligraphy that I liked, and I could freehand it, but I feel like I really like the bubbliness of it. So I'm going to trace it first and then kind of put the fine tunes and finishing touches on it. And as you can see, when I'm doing this, I kind of realized that I couldn't just eyeball it. So I'm going to have to go and actually like mark out where I want it to be, because I want it to be centered on the page. So I just count out the boxes and make sure that it's in the center. And then I go in with a light hand, since I am on top of my like MacBook screen, and I just trace it over. And then I go in and really like fine tune it and get the details out. So I am going in, I'm finishing up like the calligraphy aspect of it, and I'm also marking out where I'm going to put a little shamrock as like a period. And so I also, funnily enough, I realized I didn't mention like how I got into bullet journaling. One of my good friends, she bullet journaled, and she's amazing at it. Like she's actually like a really good artist. And so I started doing it in the summer of 2018, I believe. And I really just never stopped. I liked it a lot. It was a really good like release for me. And because I'm just a planner by nature, it's just who I am. And so this was like a really fun way to kind of merge like my personality, like my innate personality, and then also some of my hobbies. And look, boom, new eraser. The other one, as you can see on the side, is so dead. It's just little crumbles now. I cannot use it anymore, really. So new eraser, we got a big one. But yeah, I am also really just like, I like arts and crafts, like not really like maybe like art as some people would consider, but I'm really like arts and crafts kind of girl. So it's just really just up my alley of a merging of a personality trait and then things that I just think are fun. So I've put in the month name, I've put in the days of the week. They're not fancy, they're just normal. And then I'm also putting in the dates. I go from left to right again to avoid smudging, and then I'm just going to do some cleanups. I do cleanups a lot because I just get like I don't know, I just need everything to be perfectly cleaned sometimes in order to move on. And I'm gonna go ahead and put some dots under, so whenever I have an event, like the dot is already there and I don't have like a chance of messing it up. And once again, left to right, and then from the top to bottom to avoid any possible smudging. Okay, so now I am going to be pulling out a test page pretty soon. I keep a test page on hand just to do like colors and stuff like that. As you can see, I already kind of worked on that a bit earlier when the camera cut out, figuring out what exact greens I wanted to use and how I wanted to combine them. And so as days pass, like I put little like dots by the actual date, and so I wanted to color match it to like the main green. You can see that first one, I don't even know why I kept going. It was such a good match, but you know, we gotta be fair, but it's like you can't outdo the doer. Like that one was just the one. And that second one, that like super neon one, I did not like at all. So I decided on that one green marker. And so now I'm going to go in and I'm going to add a quote. I put a quote on every single month, and I have this book where I handwrite quotes into it, and I have like, I think like over 300. I forget the exact number, but there's a lot of freaking quotes in there. So I'm going to go through and pick the ones I want or that I think I might want to put on there, and then I just have like a little sheet of paper I keep in there, so every time I see one I can write it down, and then I'll kind of narrow it down from there. I started this once again like summer of 2018, a couple months before I started my bullet journal, and I'm not really sure why. I don't really remember. I just kind of did, and I'm really glad I did. There's a lot of quotes in there that I think are funny or think that sound nice or that really resonate, so I'm really glad I do it. I haven't updated this book in a while because I feel like I need to get through the quotes I have in there first before I add in more. I have two really huge, like literally just they're books of quotations. So I have those to get through, but yeah, this is something I also really enjoy doing, very random hobby, quote collecting, I guess. But yeah, so you can see that I'm narrowing down the quotes, and I'm ultimately going to choose one that I think is really indicative of what I've been discussing about how people have been saying this month is supposed to hold so much and that so many things are going to happen. So the quote that I chose is, "Only time, whatever that may be, will tell." I'm not sure where that quote is from, but I really liked it, and I felt like it kept in line with this whole like the possibilities that March holds, and that you kind of just have to wait it out and see and be ready for whatever opportunity comes your way. So I'm just going to go ahead and put that quote in. As you can see, I kind of counted out and centered it. Yeah, so adding a monthly quote is something I honestly have not seen in a lot of like bullet journals, at least on like Pinterest and stuff. But it's something I really like, and it's just a cute little detail that I like to add to all of my bullet journals. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments, like, if you guys bullet journal or if you want to bullet journal, like, what's, like, some of your favorite aspects of them. I love seeing how creative people can get with these, because it's literally a blank piece of paper, so, I mean, like, the sky's the limit. But, yeah, let me know what you guys is, like, your favorite kind of little detail that people can add into their bullet journals. One thing I find really interesting for people who do weekly is when they take, like, ticket stubs or things that they, like, accumulated throughout their week and they put it into their journals. I think that's really sweet and really nice. And when I go on vacations, because I put a sticker in between like each month, I'll put like a little amalgamation of the things I've gotten. Alright, so I'm going to go in and do cleanups and then put on some like finishing touches, like the quotes around the quotation marks and stuff. But I do want to say, like, I use my bullet journals to overview kind of like the highlights of the month. So I'll put like where I went out to eat or like events I went to, but I don't really use my bullet journals to like plan. I have a separate planner that I use where I put in like daily goals, habits, yada yada yada, and my bullet journal is really just like a high level overview of like kind of like the highlight reel, or even sometimes just like key events and dates that have happened, because like I said, I really just like a minimalist look. I don't like too much going on. Like, this one is looking so gorgeous, and I don't really like my bullet journals to be too overdrawn because it can get like overwhelming for me, and then also like putting too much into it, it just kind of, it takes the purpose out of it for me, which the purpose is to just have a beautiful thing that helps me keep organized and makes me happy to look at. I really just like my organizational tools to make me smile, so I do have a separate planner that gets a bit more messy. So I'm going to go in and choose the stickers that I want. I have this one sticker that I got from the fair. I didn't really like the other Smokey the Bear one, so I put that back. I'm kind of waffling between these two stickers for a second, but ultimately I choose the State Forest Recreation sticker that I got from the fair. So I put tape on the stickers and then I put them on the page because I have a weird thing where I don't like sticking stickers because I'm like, what if I want to put it somewhere else someday and then I can't get it off? So I taped them down and I put them in between each month. And yeah, look at our bullet journal. She's looking great. We're going to put in St. Patrick's Day. That's one of the dates. And then also I'm going to put in some birthdays, but I'm going to do that later off camera. I have a lot of birthdays this month. There's like 3 and they're like every 2 weeks, like boom, boom, boom. So a lot of big birthdays with people that I'm close with in my life. We love our Pisces and Aries brothers and sisters. And also there is one last thing we actually have to do. We have to switch out the cups. I switch out my mugs every single month that are on my desk. So we're just going to switch those out really fast and then we are done. So yeah, this is what the final spread is like. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please let me know if you did, if there's anything else you'd like to see, talk about, or improve on. Here's a close-up shot of my cute little bullet journal. Oh, I love bullet journaling. It makes me so happy. I hope this video made you guys happy too. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe, comment. I'll be down in the comments and let me know if you guys would be interested in getting the links to those photos. I can put them up on Pinterest. The photos that I use as inspiration. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching and see you next time. Bye!